Out of nowhere, boom. And that's when it starts. We're not even going to waste time. It looks like the Challenger was racing and was losing to, it looks like a Infinity of some sort. The Infinity blew past first, and then the Dodge Challenger second. Trooper turned on the lights. Got to go. 111. Look at the speed in the top right-hand corner. 120 or 119. 115, 113. This trooper's motivated. He's going to get you. Clearly, the Challenger's got the power because it's already gone. Like, you can look far ahead in this video. You do not see the Challenger at all. The Challenger's gone. The Infinity's gone. The trooper is still in the chase. Now, I just want you to know, 121, 124 at the highest, 128, 129, 131. I don't know what these RT Chargers top out of, the police pursuit editions, but I think it's like 140, 150, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this trooper's pushing it. 128. I mean, he's from the left lane to the right lane. 134, 135, 136, 140, 143, 145. This trooper's pushing it. He's not going to let this chase get away. 147. Looks like at the highest he hit one. Okay, I'll take that back. Straight. Nothing but highway. When you're on the highway, you can do this. High speeds, you can do that. I think the highest that I saw him get at was about 149. No, I take that back. He's at 150. So if you look at this video, there you go. You see the Challenger a little bit. There is no reason why you should be able to see a Scat Pack wide body Challenger in this video. That thing should have been gone, considering it had almost a 30, 40 mile per hour head start blasting past that trooper. But somehow or another, you still see it when you look a little further on. This trooper's motivated because he is not giving up this chase. So the thing about getting on the highway and running is that, yes, it's advantageous to you because it allows us to get up to the high speeds and, you know, take off on them. But you also have to be mindful. The caveat is that it's also advantageous to the trooper themselves because it allows them to get up to the high speed as well. So if you're doing 150, 160, he's behind you doing 140, 145, 150. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I mean, I don't know. Like, you can still see the Challenger. Let's fast forward a little bit. So we're at about the 3.5, 4 minute mark. This trooper chases this guy for another 4.5 minutes. Half of this video is nothing but the trooper doing 140, 150 the entire way. Fast forward. All right, so he gets off. Gets off on the exit. Trooper still doing 120 getting off on the exit. 120 getting off on the one-way exit, or two-way rather. 122. He's turning these corners. 109, 110. Getting sideways. Still see the Challenger. Still see the Challenger. Now this is where things get interesting. The Challenger's clearly got the power. It's got the direction as far as being on the highway. But it would seem that the Challenger's running out of gas because they just give up at the end. They're all on the side of the road. Challenger's getting sideways. Trooper gets up to him and pit maneuvers his ass into the rail, essentially. Now this is interesting. Let me show you. This is why you don't fuck around with state troopers. As this trooper turns around, there's already two other troopers there at the scene. These guys don't play. The driver just jumped out, hit the ground. His girlfriend's in the passenger seat. Look at the interior. Red Alcantara seats, leather. Oh man, such a beautiful car. So he ran for it. He had the power. Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body. You know, those cars, 485 horsepower, 465, 35 pound-feet of torque, monsters. There's no reason why this trooper should have caught up to this Challenger on the highway, especially on the highway. And this is nighttime, so everything is died down. Like, if you look at the traffic here, there's little to no traffic. I see a bunch of trucks and shit like that, but I mean, for the trooper to be able to reach 150 plus, lets you know that they had some open road. You feel what I'm saying? And it takes those RTs a minute to reach 150, especially the police units, because for one, they're 5.7s, no modifications. They're heavy because they got all the equipment and shit in the trunk, obviously in the front of the car, or in the interior cabin of the car. So it takes them a minute to hit that 150. So the fact that he hit 150 2 or 3 times lets you know that he had plenty of room. So if he had plenty of room to hit 150, that Scat Pack Challenger should have been hitting 170, 180, and should have been gone. And personally, after a certain amount of time of being on the highway and you're getting on it and you're looking in your rearview mirror and you're realizing that that trooper is not giving up, it might be advantageous for you to take off on a back road at that point. That's kind of the only time that I'm going to break my rule of getting on the highway, because I always say that you should get on the highway and take them on a journey and, you know, let the power do the talking at that point. But in a scenario like this where that trooper is clearly not giving up, it might behoove you to hit the back road, maybe merge onto a back road, get back on the highway going in the opposite direction. Like, you got to keep them guessing at that point, because clearly being on the highway and using your power is not working. Because one thing you got to realize about the troopers, specifically state troopers, as opposed to city cops, sheriff, things of that sort. City cops, sheriffs, things like that, to my understanding, 9 times out of 10, they're going to call the chase off immediately, relatively soon. You know, from a legal standpoint, there are so many laws that kind of govern against city cops chasing cars. Because obviously, you know, there's more liability than there is, you know, benefit of catching the perpetrator that's running or whatever, you know. So it just kind of makes sense for them to call off the chase, because it puts not only the trooper themselves in danger, it puts you, the idiot that's running, in danger, but it also puts the general public in danger. I mean, there have been so many cases, so many lawsuits against police departments for accidentally hitting and killing someone because they're in a high-speed chase. You know what I'm saying? So generally speaking, city cops, sheriffs, guys like that, they're going to call the chase off immediately. State troopers, however, on the highway, not quite so easy. They live for that shit. You know, they're motivated. That's all they do. That's what they want to do all day long. Give them a reason to run, and they're going to run. It's rare. It happens. They do call off chases because they just get burnt or smoked or whatever, but it's rare.